Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to our Drive on Moscow stream. I think right now you guys are probably just seeing a black screen, so we're going to do a display capture here. First of all, I want to welcome everybody, and secondly, I want to let you guys know that currently in Drive on Moscow, it's on sale for 50%. I believe that applies to the Xbox version as well as the PC version, so this is definitely a good time to buy. Let's just calibrate the stream before the official actual stream starts here, and let me know if you guys see anything on your screen, or if you're just seeing black. Okay, cool. So you guys are seeing it. Is that correct, Solar? Good, good. So we're about a minute away from the stream. We will get started today. And I think I'm going to play with the Soviets. Oh, it is black, says Sleipnir. Huh, interesting. All right, guys, don't worry. We'll switch over to another scene here. Okay, there we go. That should be better. Sorry about that, mates. And we will get started in about a minute. We'll jump in. We're going to be playing as the Ruskies today. Try to refresh if you guys can. See if it's still black. It should work now. Yeah, everybody refresh your Twitch screen. Cool. Now you can see it. Alright, so like I said, guys, today we are going to jump into Drive on Moscow, but we're going to play as the Russians. I don't think I've ever played as the Soviets before in this game, so I'm hoping that we do a good job. Now, we could do the whole Moscow campaign, or we could just do Operation Typhoon, the opening assault. I think I'm actually going to play at the gates here, against Halder, the German general. Hello, DK Leech. Good to see you. Hey, Kandra. There is a new Sanctus Reach DLC. I'm not sure about the preview. I'll have to talk to the folks at Slytherin to see if we can get one. Also, guys, if you look in the chat there, you can see my Twitch channel. I often play a lot of games on Twitch. I know I'm going to be streaming some Drive on Moscow later today there as well. So make sure to add me there. I'm not going to put the link again, I want to focus on destroying the Germans. And of course, this initial push, you can see they're right there on the border of Moscow. So we've been pushed back. This is like way past Operation Typhoon. They've pushed us all the way up here. And we need to fight back, obviously. Hopefully we can hold against that Panzer army, but not against two of them. Oh, we're definitely going to take some damage. We've got a lot of cover, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. Hold on, boys. Come on. Okay, I'm actually really happy, despite them being badly damaged, that they were able to hold in Zvenigorod. Oh, cool. Condra's already a beta tester for Horrors of the Warp. Well done, man. Alright, so they are pushing all across. As you can probably tell, guys, when you play the Soviet campaign, the Germans are the ones that actually get to move first. Think of it as a game of chess. The Germans are basically the white pieces here. Okay. Let's see. What to do, what to do. We've got some tank divisions over there by Moscow, but they're pretty badly battered. We have to get some replacements, so I'm going to give replacements to this armored unit right here, and for infantry, I'm going to give 2 replacements to this infantry. I'm hoping that we can destroy this group of tanks. So I'm going to commit to that. This is kind of crazy, I think. But it could go either way. I'm committing to it. Oh no, that did not work out. We just lost a group of tanks. It's going to be the Axis turn now. They're breaking through very easily. And this is the easier of the 2 German generals that you can face. So I think over here we can work pretty well. We've got some guard units, but you can see all of our units, the pips on our units are really low. It's almost as if our guys are completely sapped of their strength. Now, one thing I could try is sending all 3 of these guys. No, I don't want to do that. I want to bring some more against this army. Again, could go either way. I'm going to commit to it. Alright, the Red Guards did a pretty good job. When you see those emblems on the units, it's sort of a specialist unit. In Battle of the Bulge, they would have, like, the 101st Airborne, things like that. Oh, man. The 13th Army is about to be crushed. And the 13th Army, actually, in history, is a huge army. So them destroying this would be a massive loss for us. They're going to take Voronezh, and this is actually a place we get reinforcements from, so not good. And we could bolster the line. That's another idea. Like, maybe not focusing on attacking, but just bolstering the line. So, for instance, bringing these guys into Tula. Okay, let's do it. Not the most amazing move. I mean, at least with the Germans, you're always attacking, you're always doing damage. With the Russians, you've got to feign some retreats and then do some counterattacks if you're able. It's a pretty tough fight. Luckily, it's winter, so the Germans are definitely losing a lot of strength here. Okay, what to do? Yeah, I really don't see anything worth doing except waiting for reinforcements. I mean, we could attack here, perhaps. Again, not very useful. I mean, we've got all sorts of airborne troops and 7th Guards units, but we just don't have the pips to be really much of a defensive force, let's say. This is the area we did not want them to pass. Venigorodsk. They just took out the tank. Luckily, the infantry stuck there, but it's not a good situation for those units. Another thing we could try to do is get behind the enemy lines. It's going to be tough. But if we do that, we can cut them off from their supply lines, and they will be completely useless. Whoa! Talk about a blitz. We're talking about cutting off their supply lines. Look at what they just did there. Alright, our men actually fought pretty well there. I'm kind of proud of them, to be honest with you. We just have to hope that we get some sort of reinforcements. I'm actually going to send this unit right here to assist these guys. There is a chance we could cause this tank unit to retreat, and that would be a huge win for us. There's also a chance that they fight back like that and destroy our unit. 12 hours for all of that to take place. Bad. Tank division actually did pretty well there. Wow, look at this, guys. They're making a push for Moscow. This is not good. Gotta love the music of this game. Never gets old, man. It really doesn't. Okay. Interesting, guys. Rebuilds. This looks like something we might want to do. So we can rebuild a tank battalion. Let's do that. We can rebuild an infantry division. Go ahead and give that to our guard units. Well, that's awesome. Okay, I'll take that. It's Not really a lot, but gotta be happy with what you can get, right? Come on, you can do it, boys. Cavalry attacking tanks, guys. Led by Dovator. Yeah, it didn't go as well as we wanted it to. And we didn't take control of that area either, which means that the enemy is still getting supplies here into the Moscow battalion, let's call it. Good shooting, infantry. The 32nd Army actually hit that SDKFC for a lot of damage there. Well, a lot for what we're dealing with here, at least. And we need to do something about Moscow. So, I want to see, can these units get all the way to Moscow? I think they can. That's all we can do. That's the best we can do, unfortunately. Not a single bit of damage done to the enemy. I mean, that's the problem here. And if they take Moscow, I think it's pretty much GG. That's going to be a complete rout. Okay, what to do, what to do. We could actually resolve this combat here. It's not looking great, though. What about this one? This one actually looks like we could potentially wipe out some very effective SS tank units. But it could go either way. So, let's do it. It's like our men are anxious or something. They just refuse to get a hit on the enemy. Come on, boys. Seen you do much better than this. Okay, we've still got this unit. We're going to keep on trying to cut off the enemy supply line. And this will cut off the supply line to this city right here. We need to follow up with continuous attacks, obviously. Nice! Against 2 enemy units, the 3rd Army held out. We have these infantry units, but I don't think they're going to be of much use right now. I'm thinking we have to move back here and assist this tank with some cavalry. This is Vanwall's cavalry. It's not your grandma's cavalry unit. That being said, we still lost one of them there. Axis turn. Okay, guys, it's turnover, so it's going to turn over to the Axis for their move, their offensive. No doubt they're going to move closer to Moscow. At least Venigorod continues to be an area where the enemy takes a lot of damage. And it's primarily because we've got that forest defense. So we basically get the first damage taken. It just goes right there to the forest. And we actually managed to do 2 hits on the enemy unit here. Soviet glory. You can also see the supply here, guys, so we can see if we're cutting them off. And that's what I'm trying to do with that vehicle there, is just cut off all those rail lines and make sure that there is absolutely nothing they can do. Now we've got some more units for rebuild, which is great, and of course, we have to send them to Moscow. So send the first to Moscow, send the second to Moscow, and we've got one more infantry replacement here. Guess where he's going? Yeah, that's right. Okay, we can't actually send that guy to Moscow. We could put him over here in the guards unit. They've been doing very well. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's commit. And... No, bad. Not sure I want to commit to this fight yet. I think I'd rather commit to this one over here. Yeah, let's do that. Oh man, we got utterly destroyed there. The enemy must have been dug in because that was devastating. Good look at this. Yeah, we are definitely just playing cut them off at every turn if possible. I think they're going to try to stop us here. Yep. Definitely. They don't want us to take Vyazma. That's where they're getting a lot of supplies. Wonder. No. We'll see. It's a lot more difficult with the Soviets to really determine, like, what you want to do. Because a lot of the choices on a lot of the turns, there is no good choice, really. In fact, we could pass on the turn, which I might do, especially here in Moscow. I might pass on the turn and hope to get some reinforcements. So, yeah, we're going to pass. I'm not even going to move these guys. Unless I find a decent place for them to go, just no point. Now, over here, I will commit to this fight. I think we can actually take out this Panzer Division, and with a cavalry unit. Who says that tanks cannot charge, or I should say cavalry cannot charge tanks? Let's see if it works. Okay, well, we did some damage to us. They did retreat, but I think I would have preferred to have that pit back. Here we go. Massive tank assault. Yeah, pretty obvious they were going to break through there. And of course, they're going straight to the closest city. Okay, we can give one pip, I believe. Oh, that's the enemy. Some more rebuilds, of course, and they didn't attack in Moscow, so this is a chance to push them back. It's Lilia Marlene. This is a great song. Okay, I'm assuming just about every side listened to Lilia Marlene, even though she was German. Let's go ahead and give a pip to that tank unit, and 2 pips to infantry units. Looks like we can't replace infantry pips on that unit. That's fine. We've got these really strong units here. I think we should try and improve their lot in life. So let's hope that works. And I mean, if we could take the enemy tank units out in this woods, I mean, that'd be amazing. Although it doesn't look like a very good possibility. Neither does Moscow yet, so again, we're holding off on Moscow. What I will do is chase that tank unit. I want to get that kill, guys. They retreated again! Cowards. It might have been better to move this guy first. Now they're just gonna decimate us. Oh, nice! Man, the 112th Tank Battalion, or Brigade, I should say, actually put up a really good fight there. Of course, now they've got us trapped here. We still control this area, though, so we are cutting off their supply a bit. As you can see, also, guys, I should have mentioned, you can zoom in this game really close if you want. I prefer having the game like this, because you can see more, but if you're somebody that likes sort of visuals, you can definitely zoom in this way. So I really want to fight back at Moscow, but again, it's better to just wait for those reinforcements. Now, sending reinforcements over here to assist these guys might be a good idea, but it does mean we'll have to fight. And I don't know if we want to. Nope. Let's put this guy over here, actually. Maybe he can attack over here next turn. Because the enemy over here is pretty badly damaged. So we'll commit. I think for the rest of the turn, we will probably pass. Let the enemy do the movement. Oh boy, they're going to attack again. So yeah, we would have to commit to the combat here. We can't exactly escape, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not committing to the combat. What I might eventually do is attack this unit, so that's why I'm going to actually move these infantry units over here. I'll keep, well, if they overrun us, they overrun us, but I'll keep this guy here just in case they try to get behind our flank. Yeah, sure enough, that's the first thing they went for, man. The AI in this game is really good. So as soon as we move those units to support the other one, they immediately attack this flank. And if they get past us, obviously, we have big problems. We start cutting off our rail lines. I mean, we have few supplies as is. So if we lose even more, that's going to be a problem. Okay, turn over, guys. It's going to be the German turn, and of course they're going to go for... Yep, sure enough, try to cut us off here. They're actually getting behind Moscow. The Germans never made it this far, actually, in the war, but in our campaign they have. Okay, once again, another strength pip here in Moscow. Infantry pip right there. And I'll put an infantry pip right here as well. Let's see if we can finally fight back at Moscow. I think we can. Keep your fingers crossed. This is going to be huge. Why did they have the defense? We're in a city. Alright, we did some pretty good damage. Not bad. We took some, but I don't think they're going to be able to take the city, honestly. This unit, unfortunately, is as good as dead. And now they'll probably use the rest of these units to sort of reinforce their line. Seems to be a pretty common tactic. We finally got him, guys. What did I tell you? Cavalry can take out tanks. It is possible. You've got to have some anti-tank grenades, obviously, and a really fast horse. So there we go. Belov did pretty well. The enemy's probably going to attack Belov now. If they don't attack Belov, though, we could potentially go over here. But yeah, they're going to have to attack him because they know what he could do, and that's cut off all of these supply lines. Incredibly, put up a pretty good fight and managed to destroy some STKFZs, but he has been forced back. Okay, over here, I really want to put up a fight. I wonder if I can switch units, and unfortunately, I can't. No, it's best just to wait. Patience is a virtue, right? Okay, here we go in Istra. We're going to attack. And this is the SS Das Reich division. So we actually managed to do some damage. This is a very noteworthy division in combat, of course, the SS Das Reich. They were there all the way to the end of the war defending Berlin. So definitely not a division we want to mess with, but the fact we managed to damage it is a good sign. Oh, poor Belov. Now he's the one retreating. Absolutely. Again, guys, I want to remind you, for those of you watching the stream, that today, Drive on Moscow is 50% off on Xbox as well as PC. So this is probably as good a time as any to go ahead and pick up the game. I would highly recommend it. Big risk here. Nice! We forced an Axis retreat with infantry, guys. Unbelievable. Now, of course, anytime you're facing tanks in the woods or in a city with infantry units, you tend to come out on top, or you tend to do fairly well. So I'm not too surprised by that. Wow. They have a lot of attack pips. Maybe we could send this guy over here to try and take out the SS Das Reich division. But no, without the support of the other men who've already fought this turn, it's not going to really, he's not going to do well. So I think we'll just pass. I guess we have to commit to something. Nope. Yeah, let's go ahead and pass. Axis turn. I think they're going to move up with these tanks, break through here, and get behind Moscow. Oh, this is not looking good. You know what? All things considered, well fought. Well fought, then. We just have to hold on. We don't necessarily have to beat them in every battle. Okay, here we have a chance of actually winning. Although, again, I think passing is the best thing until we get more support, more reinforcements, etc. It's, of course, now going to be the German turn. And, of course, they're trying to get behind our lines. I think they're going to succeed, too. If not this turn, definitely next turn. Got very lucky there, so we still hold the supply lines for now. We need to do something about that, my friends. Okay, we want to go ahead and boost Moscow once again. Again, that's the most important thing of all, is boosting Moscow's defenses. The rest is all secondary. And we'll boost the defenses of this unit. This one's almost up to full strength. So this army should perform pretty well in combat. Let's see how we do in Moscow. We could actually possibly force a retreat here. Nice work. I mean, not enough attack pips to force a retreat, but the enemy is going to suffer because of that. As you can see, that left tank army only has one more attack pip. It's practically useless. And it looks like they're going to try to attack Zvenigorod, and I think they'll succeed. They did very well with that attack. And it's kind of scary because now they can start actually pushing some units towards Moscow as well. So we have to commit to this. Oh, the SS Das Reich Division with some Panzer support, completely destroying our line there. And again, I think here the best thing to do is to pass. There's really not much else we can do. Nothing that's advisable, anyway. I'll actually jump into the chat here for a second. Come on, get Stalin's escape train ready, says Muldolf. Agrippa, not one step back. What is that? Is it Order 223? I think it's Order 223, where you get shot if you fall back at all. Something like that. All right. So let's pass. It feels so weird to pass because when you're playing as the Germans, of course, you never pass. You always have something you can do to sort of hurt the Soviets. But as the Soviets, you really have to play a lot more defensively. I think we probably, I would say 40% or 30% of our attacks, we probably shouldn't have even done. We should have just waited. So there we go. Defeat strong enemy ravaging the homeland. We only got 45 victory points, and that's pretty much a... yeah, it's a defeat. It is what it is, right? So now we will resign, head back to the main menu. Oh my goodness. Now what I'm going to do is actually play as the Germans and try and get my mojo back in the game a little bit because I know I can do pretty well and I've had some practice. So we're going to play as the Axis here in Operation Typhoon. And I want to see if we can do a little bit better. Maybe not, maybe not. Okay. First things first. Oh, Soviet units interdict. We want to cut through here and go straight to Kursk. Nice! Instant kill on the enemy army, and of course we want to keep on moving with all of our units. And some of them we want to send behind the enemy lines, as you can see like that. So that we can basically cut off their railways. See, I've been watching the computer now, so I know exactly what to do. And what else? Try to get a retreat of the 3rd Army in the Plochep woods. And like I said, the 3rd Army is very well known as one of the strongest of the Soviet armies, a massive, massive force. we're going to be attacking with 3 different corps, and I hope we can make them retreat. But they do have a lot of defenses here in this forest, so we got very lucky. In all likelihood, we shouldn't have even gotten 2 damage. So they're pushing back, or they're falling back, I should say. We want to destroy this unit because we want to get over here into these trenches and eventually cut the enemy off back here so we can get to Kaluga, Orel, Tula. So I will go ahead and resolve this combat. Now they're right out in the open. They don't even get a defensive bonus for the trench, which I do think is a little weird. Like in these trench settings, I think you should get some sort of defensive bonus. Actually, we'll move 2 tanks up this way and we'll keep 1 back. Could get to Rzhev early, who knows? Okay, Bryansk looks completely open at this point. So an easy steal of Bryansk here. We're absolutely going to take it. Okay, wow. So the enemy has actually fortified themselves heavily in this city. You can see that because we fired a ton of rounds and we did absolutely no damage. We only managed to actually destroy 1 structure here, and it's still going to be around in the next attack. So it's not like the structure is permanently gone. It'll still be there. So it's going to be a tough tank division to dislodge, I believe. Oh boy, Vladiminskoye. Area. Okay, so I think we'll go directly to Kursk, or we can start cutting off the enemy. So as you can see, we are really trying to cut off those supply lines. I'm just going to keep on going to the west, and I hope the enemy doesn't catch on. Alright, they destroyed that tank division in Vladiminskoye, unfortunately. So the tank divisions here are going to be cut off. We're going to have to mount some sort of assault here. For now, I'll just commit to attacking the 49th Army. We can get rid of them, then we can attack southwards or westwards towards Rzhev. But as you can see here, this unit, or this group of units, is cut off from the rest of our army, and that's never a good thing. Unless it's a cavalry unit, because who cares about them? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay. I'm going to commit to combat here. I'm surprised to see them retreat. Really, the only reason I committed to combat was because I had superior numbers. I knew we were going to get hit pretty hard. Those were full armies, so full stacks. So we did get them to move back, but they're still at half strength and still pretty dangerous adversaries. Now the issue is how to get the enemies out of this area. There's no good answer. Let's go ahead and assault the trenches in Yortsevo. There's also a railroad here. Wow, I think that was the most back-and-forth fight we've seen so far. 4-4. Yeah, they're not going to give this area up easily, guys. Some reinforcements coming in from Moscow. We can actually get a zoomed-in view of Moscow. Once again, guys, I want to mention that in this, or today, I should say, the game is 50% off for Xbox and PC. There is a link earlier in chat. I'm also going to put the link here to my Twitch channel. But I want you guys to go and take a look at the sale here. And let me just link it one more time for you guys. It's a really good time to buy this game. It also applies to Battle of the Bulge, which is also made by Shenandoah Studios. So if you're a fan of Battle of the Bulge or a fan of Drive on Moscow, or have been thinking about getting them, now is definitely the time. This troop, or this unit, towards Orel. Okay, the turn has come to an end. Let's take a look at that supply. Okay, so for the Soviet unit to interdict, I'm definitely going to select this guy here at Dyatkovo. And the reason being, he can go and send this unit to Bryansk and try to support that tank unit. So I don't want him moving. And we also have an armor replacement here. Let's think about this. Okay, I guess we can only select one of these guys, so I'll give it to this unit. He looks like an elite unit. I think that'll work out pretty well for us. And in fact, we could cut off all of the enemy infantry right here. Just look at that. Look at that. Actually, I'll leave him there. Okay, interesting. So this is, of course, what the German army did in the initial Blitzkrieg, is cut off a lot of Soviet units. Now they're trapped, of course, behind our lines, and it makes it much easier to encircle them and destroy them. We're going to get weaker and weaker each turn, but as you can see right now even, they're very weak. Ooh, some Guard units. These are actually Red Guard tank units that just appeared in Moscow, and they are very formidable foes. They also have 5 pips, which is pretty good. Let's do it. Spas Demens. Okay, the 43rd Army came ready to fight. They did not take any damage there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's really important that we take Vyazma, but it's also important that we get rid of this infantry unit here. So we're going to attack once again. There's a big chance that we'll force a retreat, but it doesn't seem to be working. There we go. Oh, they're actually going to attack our SDKFZs. They're trying to get completely behind our lines here. Never stop going for. Yeah, Dovizor is pretty tough, man. We used him in the last mission, and he's definitely a cavalryman that one never forgets. I also want to go ahead and take Bryansk from the enemy. And once again, that city defense is really what's standing in our way, from destroying the 108th Tank Division. But let's see what we can do. As you can see there, we hit both city blocks, but we didn't even touch the enemy tank division. Okay, let's see. What else do we want to do? I think we want to try and finish off these guys. Oh, our men are being lazy. I can't believe they did not score more than 2 hits there. I mean, they have everything working in our favor, but of course, you know, this game is based on dice rolls, so sometimes you're not going to get the dice roll you were looking for. That one certainly was not the one I was looking for. Let's see, I'm going to jump into the chat quick. Okay. So I really want to attack Kursk. I just don't think we have enough units to attack. What I think we need to do, get these tank units together again and attack together next turn. Otherwise, it's just not very safe. Oh, they've got some paratrooper units. So they could have dropped them in any of those spots there. I think you saw that. Once you have a paratrooper unit, you can move a lot farther, depending on where you are. I believe it's where your unit spawns. That's, you know, a certain amount of distance. I think it's like 4 tiles. You can paratroop your units in. Pretty cool little unit there. Let's take a look at supply again. So one more unit to interdict, I'm pretty sure. And I'm going to make it this guy right here. If we're going to try to take Kursk this turn, we don't want anyone coming to support it. I'll also drop that unit in Bryansk. It looks like they actually just added some reinforcements there. Okay. So let's see if we can go ahead and take Vyazma. It's going to be a tough fight, even though we have 2 tank divisions. Not sure if we can necessarily force a retreat. There's like a, I would say, a 35 to 40% chance we can. So let's go Hey, even better. We destroyed the enemy at Vyazma. We get 2 victory points, and we can actually continue forward if we want. But I'm going to actually stay right here. I will send one of our tank units over here to further cut the enemy off, but that's all I'm committing to at this point. And, of course, all of the enemy units down here should suffer pretty bad penalties because of that. I'm hoping that'll allow us to finally wrap up the combat in this sector. Yertsevo, we need an attack, men. Oh, yeah. Nice. 6 damage. Absolutely epic. One more attack and they will be finished. And of course, they're sending that full army from Moscow. It's so rare to see an army with full pips here, and that army has it. So, as soon as they get here, they're going to be very, very good at assisting the enemy here at beating us, basically. Now, I'm going to make a quick jump for Kaluga. There's a little chance that we can make them retreat. Actually, no. No way. I looked at the odds. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. Now, over here, however, in Kirov, by the way, is someone else that Stalin had killed. We can attack and possibly get a retreat. Nice. So that's beautiful. And further, of course, muddies up the works for the enemy. Since we've cut off the rail station here at Vyazma, if we can also cut off the rail station at Bryansk and get rid of the units at Dyatkovo, we're going to be absolutely golden. But so far, all of these Soviet units down here, they're not getting any supplies at all. We just want to expand that amount of units. Oh, very, very, very brave. Okay, they actually made our tanks retreat. Well played. Oh, man. Epic. So right there, our units did extremely well in Yelnya. Of course, they're infantry units. They're not like tank units. After a victory, they don't get to move. They just stay put. But we're certainly going to be moving a lot with this group of infantry. And they're still very strong. You can actually see those pips. They still have quite a lot of pips. And once again, I would definitely recommend for new players, start with the Germans. It's a lot easier to learn to play with the Axis than it is with the Soviet armies. Okay, what to do? Alright, let's keep our fingers crossed for Bryansk. Come on, man, please. There's only like a 15% chance they'll retreat. At least we finally did 1 damage to them. I mean, it's a step in the right direction, right? But they are holding on to that city with an iron grip. And look at that. Sure enough, the enemy's passing on some moves. Now, I'm going to move the tank division here to cut off further supply to Bryansk. We've actually got a pretty strong tank unit down here, as well as a few other SDKFZ units. I think I'm going to move them up to take on that infantry division. That 33rd Army. So we've got the Das Reich division, of course, the SS Das Reich, the 20th Panzer. We should be able to completely flatten these guys. I mean, it's decent. I was hoping for a destroyed unit, but a retreat is pretty good too. So we'll take it. And I think it was good to wait with that unit this long. They really just basically popped out of nowhere. Probably caused the enemy quite a lot of suffering. I thought we were going to go for Kursk first, but it actually looks like this area might be a bit weaker. So I think I'll send my tanks in here to Orel. And again, it's really risky either way. Nice! Beautiful work there. So again, sometimes the rolls go in your favor. In that case, they did. And I think we'll have Orel by next turn. Alright, guys. Well, I think we're going to be shutting down the stream here in a second. I want to remind you guys that if you want to pick up a copy of Drive on Moscow, today is the day to do it, guys. It's, of course, on sale for 50% off. Just go straight to the Slytherin store. I'll go ahead and put that link down below for you guys again. Also, make sure to add yourselves to my Twitch channel. You guys see the link up there, and check it out, guys. You can also get it on Xbox One if you've got an Xbox One console for 50% off as well. So make sure to take a look at that today, especially if you've been thinking of getting either this or Battle of the Bulge. They're both on sale, and they're both definitely worth picking up, especially if you're new to strategy games or new to these tactical games in general. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. As always, I love doing streams with you guys, and we'll be back tomorrow with